we do not care to hold up the myths and the falsehoods that we have been fed, that we have helped to hold up and support for these many years. We're at the point where we're like, I don't care about holding that shit up anymore.
Nope.
No, don't care about that anymore. Hi, everyone. This is Raquel.
Hi, and this is Jennifer.
Welcome to Madness Cafe.
This is a feminist podcast where we talk about women's issues, politics, and health and wellness.
And where those issues intersect. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Madness Cafe. Okay, today, Jennifer and I are taking part in an amazing movement that has started due to the wonderful Melani, just being Melani. Hold on, I'm going to pull up her actual name. I have it written down. Hold on, people. Her name is Melani Sanders, and she is the founder of the We Do Not Care movement.
We do not care.
We do not care. There are so many things we do not care about as women in midlife who are perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal, or just don't give a shit about some stuff anymore. This is our entry into the We Do Not Care Club. Thank you, Melani, for allowing us to be part of this movement.
I like the way she says it when she says, let me read it from here. Oh, like her. I'll find my glasses.
Good, put your glasses on.
When she says, simply putting the world on notice, we do not care much anymore.
There you go. We do not care. So, in that vein, Jennifer and I have a little list. Maybe
we
not
do.
so little.
We do have a list.
We do not care about anymore. Or I made a list.
You did?
I did, girl. Oh wait, I don't know if people can tell.
I didn't make a list.
I did because that's how my brain works. If I don't make a list, I'm gonna leave some shit out. I probably left some shit out anyway.
All right, well, tell us.
Okay, so some of these are a little more serious than others, and I didn't put them in any order.
Okay. Am I allowed to respond to them?
Absolutely. Okay, and I have a lot. How many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 things on my list.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, okay. Do you want me to just read them all?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. I work out 5 days a week, but I still have a soft stomach. I do not care. Some people say swearing isn't ladylike or is a sign of low intelligence. I swear like a sailor, but I don't fucking care. My car has not been washed in months, maybe years, and I don't care.
I don't care about that one either. Like
I do not care. Yeah.
I like it when someone borrows it, especially like my ex-husband, and then he cleans it for me. That I like.
There you go. That would be awesome.
But I do not care to clean it myself. I do not care.
I do not care. No. I do not care about the male loneliness epidemic. If the big, strong men are good enough to lead companies and countries, they can figure out how to make a friend. I do not care.
I don't think it's a friend they want. I think they want to get fucked.
Well, sure. But they have things that they need to do in order for us to want to fuck them.
Okay.
So there we go. I do not care that some people think that my laugh is too loud. It has helped people find me in a crowd. And that is the God's honest truth. People have said to me, well, we didn't know where the whatever was, but then we heard you. And we're like, that's where it is.
You're supposed to be.
Oh, I got to cross. Oh, shit. I should be crossing stuff off, people. I'm doing this on my phone.
In order to be ready for today's daily announcement of the Do Not Care.
Of the Do Not Care Club. Sorry, Melody. I'm sorry. But you probably do not care that I am not using my highlighter. But I'm ready, though. I got my highlighter right there. Got my highlighter. Okay, here we go. Got some more. I do not care that my Halloween decorations from last year are still up. I like them. They're staying.
Nice.
I do not care that I am a 55-year-old woman with a squishmallow. It's comforting and it's cute, and I like it. I do not care if someone is calling me. If I don't recognize the number or I don't feel like talking, I'm not answering.
Yeah, yeah, I'm there. I'm there
Mhm,
with you on that
mhm,
one.
mhm,
Yep,
mhm.
yep. Even if I recognize the number, I'm probably
Yeah,
not
yeah,
picking up.
if you don't feel like talking, don't pick up. It's fine. It's fine. That's why God made voicemail and texting.
Yep, yep.
I do not care if you think the TV is loud enough. I don't want to work that hard to hear what is going on. Turn up the volume. I do not care that I may have just gotten home from work and it's only 5:30. I'm putting my pajamas on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like the fact that you made it to 5:30.
That's only because it took me that long to get from work and out of my car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And to where my pajamas are. Yeah.
The fact that you didn't just wear your pajamas to work.
If I get cute enough pajamas, I may be able to pull that off, but that is not the case. And there's another thing. I do not have real cute pajamas. I don't care.
I
I
don't
don't
care
care.
either.
They're comfortable and I'm just sleeping in them or just wearing them around my house. I don't care. I don't
Okay,
care.
I have one I'm gonna add right now.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna ad lib.
Okay.
I do not care that I actually don't have any pajamas and I will sleep in my damn clothes if I feel like it.
Yes. Yes. Amen. Amen.
And I'll
Yes.
get up the next morning and take a walk with my dog in those same clothes. And I do
Bless
not
you.
care.
Bless you,
I do
girl.
not care if the neighbors see me in the same clothes 4 days in a row.
Girl, I do. You know what?
I do
I
not
applaud you.
care. I
I
do not
applaud you.
care.
I applaud you, and you're not caring. I have one more,
Okay.
although I'm sure there's many others, but one more on my list. I do not care that you regret voting for Trump. We tried to tell y'all, but you didn't want a black woman in the White House. Snuggle up with your racism, sexism, and regret.
Oof. Oof. That is a big one.
There we go. Like I said, some of them were
Oof.
big and some of them were not so big.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good one.
Thank you.
All right. So our number one fan, Susanna
Yes.
Craigwick,
Yes. Hi,
wrote,
Susanna.
wrote about this on her Substack.
Love it.
She wrote a thing called I Honestly Don't Care. So she said her mom sent her a video this past week with Melanie Sanders, known as Just Being Melanie on social media. Melanie created a worldwide club called the We Do Not Care Club. And so Susanna did a writing about this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but here's some things that our number one fan doesn't care about.
Nice.
I no longer care about following advice that doesn't serve me. I'll build my Substack and other social media slowly, organically, in my own way.
Yes.
And that she wrote a lot about that. She felt very strongly about that one. I no longer care about sacrificing my comfort for the sake of looking good. From a young age, I've heard the phrase, beauty is pain. I've worn clothes that squeeze my stomach so tightly, I have a hard time breathing at times. And then she goes on and on and on. She says, I do not care. I will not sacrifice my comfort.
Good.
Number three,
I'm with her on that.
totally. Number three, I no longer care about finishing things. Hear me out. This doesn't mean that I'm not working towards certain goals. My energy level, emotions, time available, obligations, etc. vary from day to day. So instead of forcing myself to finish one thing before moving on to the next, I'm actually choosing to have various projects and things going on simultaneously.
That is very smart.
Number four, she does not care about wearing a bra at home.
Yes.
I will if I happen to feel like it, and also I won't if I happen not to feel like it.
Smart
And
girl.
she no longer cares if her bra straps are showing. I am that on. Do you remember spending so much time trying to cover it all up?
Yep.
Lord, the amount of time that we spent messing with that. Who gives up? I do not care. 5 for her. I no longer care about responding to obligations out of shame or fear.
Yes. Oh my God. More of that, please.
More of that. And I have lost her last page, but there was one more. One more, and I've lost it. It was a good one. I'll find it. Nope, I won't. I made a mess, and I do
And,
not
and we do not care.
care because it's our podcast. And if
Oh,
I
but people can go to Susanna's Substack and find it and read it and support Susanna.
Well, what I've noticed is that it seems to be okay. So she wrote that, and I thought, oh, wow, I should look this up. There are so many copies of the I Do Not Care Club on social media. There
Mm-hmm.
is a woman called Pickinale, Nail, or something like that. She's the We Do Not Care Granny Club.
Oh, nice.
There's a creative Oasis coach who is all about the Do Not Care for the coaching community. There's a Do Not Care for Parents edition. There's a Gen X roller skating edition.
Oh,
that one is really cool. They talk a lot about how being Gen X, they got set up for all the stuff they don't care, but
yeah,
because they're not expected to have any financial wealth. So they keep bringing that back into it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
There's one for knitters. There's so many copies. There's people applying to be the chapter lead of Do Not Care in certain cities and certain states.
That's awesome.
It's quite a phenomenon.
Yeah, and all due to Melanie Sanders starting all this, because she literally was like, I'm sure most people know the story, but for those who don't, she says that she had gone to Whole Foods because she had run out of ashwagandha, and so she's sitting in the parking lot waiting for Whole Foods to open, and she looked at herself in the mirror and she realized, I look like a crazy woman. Like, she's like, hairs all over the place, big t-shirt, no bra on, just like, and she looked at herself, she goes, I do not care. And she literally got her ashwagandha, back the car, took her ashwagandha, because the ashwagandha is helping her survive perimenopause. God bless her.
What I find after watching her video and several other people trying to do a similar video, I find that she has a very spot on comedic talent. Like,
yes,
her timing, the way that she words things, the way that she'll put a little snap at the end of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The things that she says, like she said one, I heard her say, she said, I have gray hairs everywhere. It's like
I love it.
Her comedic timing is,
yeah.
That is, I feel okay, the topic, because it's so relevant and so untalked about, perimenopause and menopause and all the shit that happens to the female body. Also, the fact that the good girl era is gone. We are tired of living our lives for other people. But all of that combined, the topic, but then also she's very special.
She really is.
Her ability, she should have been a stand-up comedian. Like, her ability to deliver is fantastic.
And I think her ability to make other women feel comfortable in sharing is like, that is off the charts. And that is truly special, to make other women feel like, well, shit, I could talk about this stuff too.
Yeah, totally.
And why should I care about the fact that I have gray hair down there?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen, people.
So some of my favorite ones that have been on her show, probably because I can relate. My favorite one is, we don't care if people around us think we have shitty attitudes. That's not for us. That's on them.
Love it. Love it.
I do love that tone. She has a lot of things about, like, I don't care if you're hungry. I didn't lock the kitchen.
Like,
she has these things about, like, whose responsibility is this actually? Right?
Yeah.
She's like bringing it back to that too. And then this is my absolute favorite one. We do not care if you see us pulling our chin hairs out at the red light. It is the best lighting for us. As someone who has my fair share of chin hair, I hear her. When you are out in the car in the sunlight, you can see it better than anywhere else. And I do not care if you
There
see
you
me
go.
doing it anymore. I used to hide, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm not hiding anymore. I don't care about separating clothes into colors before I wash them.
Oh, okay.
I'm tired of that kind of shit.
Good.
It's too much work. It's too much hassle.
It's a lot of work.
No, I do not care. It all goes in, and if it doesn't work, that piece of clothing wasn't meant for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was scrolling her site, and several things have broken off from this, but she now has a Facebook group.
Mhm.
And I was looking at some of the things, and this particular post caught my eye, so I copied it. I have to read it from my phone. That's the We Do Not Care Facebook group. Christine Levecchi posted this, and this is a picture of Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson recently came out with a lot of pictures of herself with no makeup, saying she's
Yeah.
refusing to do that anymore. So she
Mhm.
posts this picture and she says on this Do Not Care site, this is not a post about Pamela Anderson, but this picture is such a great representation of what we care and do not care about. This pictures and others like it sparked hatred, cruelty, judgment, and blatant misogyny. Women cried out how she needed more makeup and said the bangs are ugly. Men said worse. But Pamela Anderson no longer cares that the world wants her in a red bathing suit. Sadly, there still exists a large population of this earth that still does care, a population that believes women are here to look good for men, that our power comes from our sexual attractiveness and trying to make ourselves fit into the mold of what that is. And maybe there is a biological component. Sex is survival of the species. All creatures flaunt their feathers to attract a mate. If it makes you feel good to flaunt them, then flaunt them. Go ahead and have fun with your sexuality and your life. But when the baby making days are over and we find our true power is about something else entirely, it always was, but the pressure was so strong and so prevalent in our society that it was hard to see past those beauty standards. It is you, amazing warrior. Look at all you've done in your life. That is worth love. That is worth admiration. That is true beauty. We are women. We are the mothers, the grandmothers, the healers, the nurturers, the life givers. We don't need to look like some unattainable image we've carried in our heads and shackled ourselves to, dragging the chains through our lives everywhere we go, in dressing rooms, at the beach, at the salon, getting dyed, waxed, injected, in bed with a man where we self consciously keep our cellulite at a certain angle, in the relationship where we are discarded and felt it was a reflection of our own worth rather than his. It is time we let it go. Let's
Mm.
allow ourselves to be free. Let today be the day you stop telling that girl, because that's when it started, in the mirror, she is falling short. Tell her you see her clearly for the first time. Tell her you're amazed. And from now on, you'll see she is much more than enough. Tell her that serenity, kindness, self knowledge, and confidence are the most beautiful things, and that you no longer care what the testosterone driven world thinks.
That is so fucking powerful.
I do think that that is why this image of Pamela Anderson that's floating around is so
Mhm.
controversial to people. I also think that's why the We Do Not Care Club is so controversial, and why so many women are clamoring to be heard, to be seen, but to be seen as themselves and not this perfect image. One of the
Mhm.
funniest thing I think she says is she talks about, I do not care if my big toe is painted
Yeah.
because I can't see it anymore.
I love that.
And then the same thing with her bikini line. I do
Yeah.
not care about my bikini line because I can no longer see my bikini line. But
Yeah.
these are all worries that have been planted in us from a
From birth.
yeah, from birth, but from a patriarchal standpoint that hopes to keep us small and striving for this image of perfection that is not attainable.
Mhm. And to keep us focused on that shit as opposed to what's really important.
Yeah.
And instead of focusing on our true power and accessing that, because we all know that when we truly access our power and work from and live from that core, from that seat, that we are powerful and we get shit done.
Do you feel like as you went through perimenopause into menopause, do you feel like you gained a sense of your power? Like, what was that process like for you?
When I was in perimenopause, I don't think I realized what was going on. Like, and
That
in fact, I'm sure I did not realize what was going on. I literally, looking back, I thought I was I thought I was having a bit of a breakdown.
mm,
And I started taking medication for depression and anxiety again during perimenopause because I thought that's what was going on. I didn't realize, like, literally, it was hindsight for me that I realized, oh, that's what was going on. So I literally thought something was wrong with me. Yeah. And it wasn't until maybe like really late 40s, like 48 ish, 49, 47, somewhere in there, that I was like, you know, I've been living my life and making certain decisions out of fear. And I was like, I don't want to enter my 50s with fear as my main motivator.
mhm, mhm,
And so it literally, I mean, it wasn't as simple as flipping a switch, but it really was a decision
mhm,
to
mhm.
not live from that point of view anymore. I don't know if I would have gotten to that without all of the shit of perimenopause and without doing the self-reflection that I think so many people don't do.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But
Well, I
what about you? I mean, what was perimenopause like for you?
well, I can't say I can really define my perimenopause slash menopause because, as you know, I had a hysterectomy
Right.
from my from having cervical cancer that was minute. My 10 minutes with cancer. They told me that once my uterus was removed, that I was in menopause.
Mhm.
I do not believe that that is true.
Mhm.
The technical definition of menopause is the date of your last period. So if we go,
One year from the
yes,
date of your last
thank you.
period.
You
Yeah.
always correct me on that. But but yes, so that would be correct. However, I don't have a uterus anymore, but I still have ovaries.
Right.
So I had asked the doctor when she said I would just automatically be in menopause.
Mhm.
I said, "Well, are my ovaries, do they still produce eggs?" And she said, "Well, yes, of course." And I said, "Well, what happens to the eggs?" And she goes, "They just dissolve in your body." Right.
Mhm.
So to me, it made no sense that I was automatically in menopause just because I didn't have a uterus,
Mhm.
because it would be the uterus lining that would be shedding, but my eggs are still being created,
Mhm.
which in essence to me meant my hormones were still working.
Right.
So, yes, I think I was correct because I started having what I would consider to be perimenopause symptoms quite a while after my hysterectomy. In fact, I'm having what I would consider to be perimenopausal symptoms now,
Okay.
although that might just be menopause. And I don't know because as we all know, there's not enough research on women and not
Exactly.
enough people have talked about this. And I never talked with my mom about menopause other than she just said maybe one day I'm in menopause and I didn't ask her any questions and I didn't think to. And so now, like, I was traveling this last week with my kids and I was having some pretty heavy hot flashes.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is that menopause? Is that premenopause? I don't know.
Well, from what I've seen, yes, it's part of perimenopause, but some women apparently continue to have hot flashes well into postmenopause.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I was having some hot flashes. I haven't had a ton of them,
Yeah.
nor have I ever had one where I was just like dripping in sweat.
Yeah.
But I was getting pretty heated up a couple of times. And I said to my kids, "Oh, I'm going through this is my menopause. I'm having menopause hot flash." only because, not because I needed it to be announced, but I wanted them as female children to hear me talk about that this process happens.
Yeah, you're normalizing it for
I want
them.
it to be in their head
Mhm.
that, oh, menopause is going to happen. So interestingly enough, their little cousin who is 15 years old said, "What's menopause?" And then I just decided to explain the whole thing. I was like,
Nice.
well, you know how your body goes into puberty, blah, 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 blah. And then I talked about like coming out of it. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that happened. And I thought,
Love that.
this is why we need to talk about it, because
Yes.
little girls don't know. I didn't
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I mean, my mom had a hysterectomy when I was 10, I believe, because she had uterine cancer. I didn't ask my mom about any of that. I was just like, why is my mom always turning the thermostat down? Like, what the hell? It's already cold as
it's
shit in
freezing.
here. What the hell
It's
is going
freezing in
on?
the house. And that's what my
Right.
kids say. But my temperature
Yeah.
goes up, down, up,
Mhm.
down,
Yeah.
up, down.
Mhm.
And it can be pretty extreme. So that's if I had to say I had symptoms, that would probably be the major one, is like hot flashes and unexpected times.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question. I
Mm.
do think though that a couple things have happened. Sometimes when I get a hot flash and I'm not like at work or doing something where I'm just like laying in bed and I'm having a hot flash, I like to visualize it as flames. And
Mhm.
I like to think about it as burning away all of the things that no longer serve me. I like
I love that.
I like to think of it as, whether this truly happens or not, I like to think of it as my body coming into my power, as we talked about, like my
Yeah.
power. And so in some ways I do feel some of that. And I do feel like this We Do Not Care Club is a really important concept for women, especially, but also there is some kind of, it is almost like a flip is switched
Mhm.
where all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit about that anymore.
Yep.
Like I actually do get up sometimes in the clothes that I slept in, put my dog on a belt and walk around this neighborhood. And I do
Yeah.
not give a fuck if those people see me in my pajamas.
Yeah.
I don't care. I really
Yeah.
don't care. My dog needs to get walked. I have a bunch of shit I need to get done. I don't have time to change my clothes, to go out, to come back in, to then take a shower and get on with my life. So I just do it in pajama clothes and then come back and take a shower after. Now, if I'm going to run, which is very rare lately, which I want to get back into, then I do need certain clothes for running.
Well, of course. Of course.
First of all, I need a bra.
Well, there is that.
But I have been walking all over this neighborhood with no bra and I do not care.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the freedom that comes from not caring so much about all these little expectations and details. And one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, said to me the other day, maybe I don't want to be a mom. And I said, why not? And she said, I feel like, you and everybody else like loses it. Women lose themselves when they're a mom. And
That is very true for a lot of women.
and I said, I can see how she could feel that from me right
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
because of all the I'm empty nesting and all the exploring I'm doing and trying to come back into who I am. But I did explain to her that that was a choice I made
Mhm.
to, for a time period in my life, prioritize my children. I chose
Mhm.
to do that. I wanted to do that in a way that was for me.
Yeah.
Now that my children are grown, I don't want to sit around and wait for them all the time. So now,
No.
I'm doing other stuff, but they're still a priority in my life,
Of course. Of
right?
course.
So,
But you are also on your priority list now
well,
as well.
I'm higher on my priority list than I have been in a while.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And so that's fair.
Yeah. But can you do motherhood and marriage and all that stuff without losing yourself? I think we can. We just weren't really set up for that.
Mhm.
The world
Mhm.
is changing. We're clubs like the We Do Not Care Club a young girl could be watching that on Instagram or whatever and seeing
Mhm.
these things come up and being like, oh yeah, I don't need to be caring about this shit either.
Yes. Yes, we are literally
We're voicing it.
setting right, we are setting the stage for younger generations to go, "What is all of this shit that we're being fed? Why do we spend so much time on XYZ or,
Why do I have
whatever?"
to care about it?
Yeah, exactly. Why do I have to believe the notion that beauty is pain? That's bullshit.
I love the one Melanie was talking about. She said, I do not care who called off from work today. I am not paid to be two people,
Yes.
or I am not paid to do two people's work, or something like that.
Mhm, mhm.
To me, that's also, yes, we have been conditioned to be like, pick up, and granted, I would probably pick up the load for a day or so. Like, we're all part of a
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
But sometimes these things go on for months and years.
Mhm,
Pay
mhm.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
There's just so much. There's so much. There's so many angles. There's like the angle of her own personal appearance. There's the
Yeah.
angle of her responsibilities to other people. I love the
Right.
kitchen one.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't lock the kitchen. Eat. I love there's another one where she says, I do not care that we are out of the basics, milk, sugar, bread, eggs. You passed the store on your way home just like I did. I do not care.
Yes.
Why did Ask yourself, why did you not stop at the store?
Yes.
A lot
Oh,
of this is about, yes, it's about,
it doesn't all have to fall to us. There are other people.
yeah, a lot of it is, yes, about perimenopause and menopause, but a lot of it is just about, wait a sec, why did we ever care about this in the first place?
Right, right. Like, it's literally like, we do not care to hold up the myths and the falsehoods that we have been fed, that we have helped to hold up and support for lo these many years. We're at the point where we're like, I don't care about holding that shit up anymore.
Nope.
No, no, don't care about that anymore.
No.
I
I
love it.
also love the one where she talks about, I do not care if my house is dirty and you didn't tell me you were coming over. In fact, don't come over.
I just love that. First off, she's just so honest about all of this, and that so many people are just flocking to it. It's like we were just craving this and thirsting for it, and we're like, oh, here it is.
That's a
And
good
we're
way to put it.
all just eating it up, eating it up. Like, Melanie has tapped into something
Mm-hmm.
that we all have been feeling, but
Mm-hmm.
she put a voice to it, and we're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, okay. It's on now. We're all part of this now." It's like she's given us permission to not care anymore, and then to also voice what we don't care about anymore. And that is so that is so powerful. And it's part of that whole thing of, or kind of bucking that trend of, I do not care that my Tide pin just fell. Whatever. I probably had a stain I need to take care of. Anyway, for people who are watching, that's what just happened. It's part of that, that whole idea that after a certain age, women are invisible.
Yes.
Fuck that. We're not invisible anymore. In fact, we have shit to say, and we're gonna say it. And that's part of what this is too, is we have shit to say. We're not being silent about it anymore. We're not being invisible anymore. We're not going to accept that invisibility bullshit anymore. We have shit to say, and here you go. Love that. Love it.
I like that. I like that your list had a lot of similar things to the lists that are being posted online with talking about body image and stuff like that. But I also liked that your list had the feminist and political slant,
Thank you.
talking about specifically, I don't care that you voted for Trump and now you regret that. There
Thank you.
is a lot on social media about that. And there is also a lot on social media about the men's loneliness epidemic. And, I've struggled with this. Part of me
Mhm.
is like, oh, I feel bad for them. But then the other part is like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, we have had to take control of our own lives and make decisions and figure out how to do it. You can do that too.
Yeah.
And so you fell for Trump. Maybe you did. Maybe you fell for Trump and you regret it now. Okay. I'm glad you regret it. Now do something about it.
Exactly.
Now do something. Now get out there and talk to your friends. Now do some protesting. Like, make your voice loud about it. Say I
Mhm.
was wrong. Maybe apologize.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, and interrogate why you fell for what you fell for and get honest with yourself. And if the root of it is that it was a racist, sexist reason, get honest with it and acknowledge it
and get to work.
and get to fucking work. Don't just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Put some action behind that sorry.
Well, there are some people who are sorry, but they're only sorry because they lost their job now, and not sorry
Mhm.
because people
Mhm.
are getting deported, and not
Mhm.
sorry because people are getting terrorized, and not
Mhm.
sorry because he's a fucking warmonger, and not sorry because he's in bed with Putin. And they're just sorry because it affected their bottom line and they still don't care about
Exactly.
humanity.
Exactly.
But there are other people
Yeah.
who have woken up
Yeah.
and are like, holy shit, what did I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to those people, get to work,
Yes. Yes. Get to work.
get
Get
to
to work.
work,
Yeah.
get to work.
Yep. Yep. And do the work yourself. Like and find people, find the information that you need to find. Don't rely on us to educate you. Don't rely on us to find the information for you. The information is out there. There's all kinds of information out there and ways for you to do the work. It's not our job to do the work for you.
Most of these people who are posting on social media that oh, I'm so sorry I voted for Trump. I think I haven't I haven't actually seen one
Mhm.
where they're sorry for the right reasons.
Right.
The
Right.
only ones I've seen are they're sorry because it's hitting their bottom line.
Mhm. Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
sorry because, oh shit, I didn't know that meant that my family would be affected. I thought it was only going to be the Mexicans.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, "No, we tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all. We didn't hide the ball on this. We were very open and vocal about it, but y'all didn't want to hear it."
I still don't. I have no idea what to do about all that.
But you know what? Not my job to do that for them.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they're adults. Figure it out. There's information out there. Look,
Unfortunately,
go back and look at all the shit we told you before the election.
unfortunately, when it's time to vote again,
Mhm.
how are they going to vote?
I don't know. If they're truly sorry, they'll vote to save democracy. But if they're not truly sorry, then they'll just fall for the same bullshit. And we'll be like, "Oh, you're sorry from before? Yeah, that was shit. Miss me with that." Just, I don't have time for that.
I think you're right. I think it's a big I don't care to those people because I haven't seen a single one that it looked, at least to me,
Mhm.
I'm not an expert, but where it looked sincere.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there was a friend of mine who we were talking about this. This was months ago. And she was saying that a woman in our friend group, our larger friend group, was saying that she was feeling bad about what has happened since that particular woman had voted for Trump.
Mm,
And And even then, I just said to my friend I was talking about this with, and I said, you know what? Not good enough.
Did
Not
you
good
say
enough.
did you say I don't care?
I did. Actually, I said I really don't give a shit. I said because that person is only saying this now because it's affecting them.
Yep.
I said we tried to tell them and they voted for this asshole anyway. I said I'm sorry. I don't and what are they doing now that they're feeling sorry? Now that they're seeing the
Yeah.
fruit of their fucked up
What are you
labor.
doing
What are they
with
doing?
that?
Not a goddamn thing that
Well
I've
then
seen.
well then they don't really then it's not real.
Exactly. Exactly. So I was like, mm-mm. I said I give no shits. They're getting what they deserved. That's what they voted for. And it's not like nobody told them that this was going to happen.
They didn't believe it.
Yeah, they
What
didn't
they
believe it. We
thought
tried to
was
tell them.
what they thought was other people were going to lose their job. Other people were going to get deported. Other
Hmm.
people were going to face consequences, but not them. And so
Right.
they were okay
Hmm.
with all of the things happening to the other.
Right.
They
Right.
were okay with that.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So you're
So
right. It's like, I don't care that you're sorry now.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I might care if you
Just
put,
saying sorry isn't enough.
I might,
You gotta put some work behind it.
I might care if you put some action into it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it depends on the action. What are you going to
Hmm.
do about it?
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
even know what people can do about it right now.
Well, like you said, they can protest. They can try to help other people.
Donate.
They can educate themselves. They can donate to causes that are in dire need and in great jeopardy now.
They could publicly acknowledge that they were wrong.
Absolutely.
That would be a good, if we had enough people publicly acknowledging.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we have to remember that only 22% of people voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
22. It is not
It's
the
not a mandate. It's not a landslide.
it's not a landslide. In fact, I think he cheated anyway.
Well,
But
and because so many people stayed home and
well,
didn't vote. Now, I hope people now are starting to realize that, oh, fuck, maybe if I had utilized my civic duty, that
no,
maybe
but
this wouldn't have happened.
no, because they couldn't bring themselves to vote for a black woman.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But even still,
So what did they
there
think
were
was
plenty
going to
of
happen?
people because there's so many people who, even if they supported Kamala Harris, are like, oh, my vote doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna stay home.
People do think that.
And those are the people that I'm like, how about now? You want to get up and vote now? How about that? Because guess what? If this shit continues, you won't have a vote at all. It will
Yeah.
be taken away from you. And I've been saying that shit since high school.
And that we do care about.
Yeah. And so I need people to get off their asses and stop being just fucking sloths about this shit. Like, get the fuck, just come on, wake up.
I heard the other day that sloths are actually hardworking.
Are they?
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. Those same kids were
Oh.
telling me that. So who knows? Okay. Any final words on the We Do Not Care Club? Any final thing that came out that you do not care about that you forgot to mention?
Girl, I'm sure there's so many things that I don't care about, but I do have to say a huge, huge, heartfelt thank you to Melanie Sanders
Mm-hmm.
for being honest and open and just being like, fuck it, here it is. I do not care. Here it is. And then a huge heartfelt thank you to all of the women who have just been like, yes, I feel this so deeply, and are just like coming in like gangbusters to be part of this movement and to support this movement. This warms my heart like few things do. I'm just so happy about this. It brings me joy. And God knows we all could use more joy in our lives. What about you?
Again, I'm going to go with I think she has incredible comedic timing, because I have seen others try to do something similar, and it's just the way her expressions, the way she lands the words, I find myself laughing out loud.
Yes.
And it's just like LOL, laughing out loud, like actually physically, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's real and it's funny.
It's
And
funny because it's true.
yeah, partially.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a moment in time that should be celebrated.
Yeah.
I think her topics are so important and so relevant. We need to talk about perimenopause. We need to talk about menopause. We need to talk about this societal conditioning of women, and we need to laugh and we need to be joyous with one another. And this is what she has created. She has created this community of people who are laughing together and playing together, but also saying what's real. Her voice is important. I'm glad her voice is being heard, recognized, and supported. And I hope it continues.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thank you, Jennifer, for doing this episode, because now we are also part of the We Do Not Care Club, and we are part of the huge swell of women that are amplifying Melanie and her mission and her movement, and we're amplifying just what you said, that women are coming together and being real and sharing it with the world, and younger girls and women are going to see this and go, oh, okay.
I don't have to care about that either.
Yep. Yep. I love
Yeah.
it. And midlife and late life do not have to be a mystery to younger women. I love
No,
it.
and to let them know that it is a time when actually we are coming into our own power as women. That's why we don't care, because none of that stuff matters anymore.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't close the kitchen. Go cook your own damn food.
Yep. Yep. This is not a diner. I am
I do
not
not,
I am not your chef.
I do not care that you are hungry.
There you go. The kitchen is not closed.
That's right. It is not my job. I do not
Mhm.
care that we did not have bread. You drove past the same store on the way home from work.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Yep. I do not
Love it.
care. I do not care that my favorite treat is to have a pint of Ben and Jerry's and edit the podcast at the same time.
Exactly. I do not care that sometimes I have popcorn and red wine for dinner. It was good enough for Olivia Pope. It's good enough for me.
That sounds fantastic.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend.
Or you could leave us a comment and a 5-star review, or email us at madnesscafepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks, everybody.